Okay, hello guys. My name is Redis, or Red Dice, in-game name of course. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make billions of ISK in high-sec Empire and through manufacturing of course. That's the subject today. I have a convo, he can wait. Okay, so actually let's say hello to him. Say hi, you're on YouTube. Video. Alright, okay, so you know, maybe your dream one day is to become a Eve market tycoon, or have a manufacturing empire. I don't know. To start off, you do need ISK. This is probably if you've been playing a couple months and have a couple hundred millions of ISK in your wallet, you could actually do this pretty easily. Of course, you need towers, blueprint, originals, or copies. I would really suggest originals so it doesn't cut into your discounts, but sorry, not your discounts, but your profits, because if not, you have to be buying blueprint copies all the time. So let's go ahead and jump right in there. So we're going to be using this blueprint in Oracle as an example. As you can see, I got some jobs ready to be delivered. Let's show info. So max researched, of course, these are the materials you need. But remember, we're manufacturing a POS, so you actually get 2% bonuses towards manufacturing chips, and I'll show you that as well. Actually, let's go to our inventory. Here we go. Right-click that, show info. There you go. 25 reduction manufacturing required time. Saves us time, means we make more money. 2% reduction in manufacturing required materials. That's a good bonus right there. 2%. Yeah. Alright, so if we were to get these, let's open that up again. If we were to get these materials and input them in, let's say, eveappraisal real quick, which is an in-game browser tool. It's a very useful tool. It's right there. Eveappraisal. As you can see, just buying the minerals and transporting them out here, it would cost 76 million. 76 million. 76,757 with 90 ISK. But we're not going to be doing that. We're not going to be mining them. We're not going to be buying minerals, because there's a better way to do this, which would actually make you more money. So, let's before I show you that, let's actually see what the 2% bonuses look like compared to a or someone not manufacturing at a POS with a medium ship assembly array. So let's, I copied and pasted those bonuses yesterday, just have them there as a reference, but here we go. Let's paste. As you can see, it goes from 76 million, etc. to 74 million.5. So how much do Oracle sell for actually? Let's look that up. As you can see, 84 million, 84.8. Wow, so that means you're making 2 million, sorry, not 2 million, but 10 million profit per Oracle. That's awesome. So let's go back into how are we going to get these materials. So, the Tritania Pirate Mexilon is legit. We could probably get that by buying Spod. So let's go to compressed Spod Humane. And as you see, Jita has some, actually 422 units for 399,000. We probably need 200 units. So erase that, let's put in 200 compressed Spod Humane. And since we're at a high sec POS, refinery is at 52, because 54 would be low sec in the intensive refining, reprocessing array, and 57 and 60 are actually in null sec in the inventory upgraded station. Text 0 implant +4, of course. Let me show you that, since I do have it. It's the the bean counter. There are the bonuses: 4% bonus to ore and ice reprocessing yield, and reprocessing I do have at level 5. Reprocessing efficiency I do have at level 5 as well. Ore reprocessing for Spotty Main I have it at 4. Shame, I got to get that up. Let's show refined results. As you can see, if we were to buy that compressed ore and refine and get those minerals and resell them to the market, we would, sell for 86 million, 86.3, close to 80, close to 86.4. Now, let's actually see. Let's pull out our calculator. How much though 200 units will cost us? Because remember, we want to be making ISK, and we don't want to be overpaying. We actually want to be saving. So 200 units of spot times 399,123.99. Wow, look at that. 80 million. So that means we're actually making 6 million in profit just by doing that. And to get the rest of the materials like the Zydrin and the Mega, really you just have to buy Bistot, because Bistot would give you those minerals. Of course, you are going to be with leftovers. You know, you will have leftovers. You know, but that's fine, because it just means next time you just, you know, have to buy less compressed ore. But remember, as long as you follow these rules, you will be making ISK. Like there, for example, you're making 6 million ISK, so leftovers ain't bad actually. You know, you can maybe make other ships, smaller ships, at the same time with the leftovers. But just follow these steps, and you should be making ISK, a lot of ISK. So, you know, we have one oracle, but let's say you have maxed out slots for production, which is 11, and you want to be making 15 of them in a single day. So that's 15 times 11 slots. So that's, you know, 165 oracles. Wow. So profit of let's say 165 times 10 mil profit. That's 1,650,000,000 you're making in a single day. But that's, of course, if you sell 165 oracles, which, you know, with market battles, and you know, it's not that easy. I mean, you'll sell probably like 5, maybe 15 at max if you're on it. But you know, just selling the lowest, let's say 5 times, oh, you know, easy math, that's 50, of course. You know, that's 50 mil that you're making for 5 oracles. And how much does it take to run a medium tower? A medium tower. Let's go to the medium tower. Manage to pull up that info. I'm not even going to get into Mar Empire Starbase charters because they're super cheap. So Mar fuel blocks, 20 times 24, that's 480. That means you need 480 Mar fuel blocks in a single day to keep this POS running. That is 7.1 million. 7.1 million ISK is what it will cost you, but you're making what, 43 million in the process. Oh, did I buy that? No. You're making 43 million in the process, so those are very good numbers. You could do the same thing with you know, the thorax, for example. Let's say I was going to use this as an example. Let's go ahead and use it. You know, let's do the same thing. Copy and paste, right? Okay, that's without bonuses, right there. There you go, 10 million. Let's just say that. And of course, I saved that 2% information on my notepad right here. So let's copy and paste that. So 9.8 million is what it would take to make this thorax. And let's see how much the thorax sells for in Jita. 11 million. You're making roughly 1 million in profit. So once again, if you make, you know, you can make 30 of these, since, you know, they're not as intensive as these oracles that need a lot more materials. You can make 30 of these. So let's say if you were to make 30 times 11 slots, you know, that's what, 330? 30 times 11. Yeah, 330 times 1 mil, of course, is 330 million you'd be making in a day. So 330 million times what? 30 days? 9 billion and 90. Now those oracles, let's check out those oracles. Times 30. Wow, 49 billion, 49.5 billion. That's good ISK right there. That's good money. All right. So this is actually going to be part 1 of a part 2 video. If you enjoyed this video, leave the comments. If you think I don't know what I'm talking about, please you know, let me know. You know, one thing I forgot to mention actually is when you put these ships to manufacture, there is a charge. Like, for example, it's 710,125 ISK to make 1 oracle, but that's fine though. You're still making 10 million in profits. That's good stuff. And you can see my system index is at 1.15. And once again, if you follow these steps that I showed you, you should be rolling in ISK. New players, you know, I'm not saying you guys can't do it. You guys could probably do, you know, save some ISK. You need maybe, I mean, to start this off, you probably don't need a medium tower. You could do it with a small. You just lose capabilities for defensive batteries and all that stuff. You can't put as many because of these arrays. But I mean, you will be making ISK even just by buying the ore, like how I showed you right now, reprocessing it and reselling it. You make money. But okay, guys, thank you.